You are the earth breathing. Plants and animals are one organism, and you are a cell in it. A plain language broadcast on what is actually happening every time you take a breath, why forests are lungs, literally, and what this means for the work of healing the body we are all a part of. I want to tell you something I woke up with this morning that has been sitting with me ever since. You have probably been taught somewhere along the way that plants do photosynthesis and animals do respiration, and that these are opposite processes. Plants make oxygen, animals use oxygen, and the two operations are different things happening in different kingdoms of life. What I want you to sit with is this: they are not different things, they are one thing, performed in two halves, by two kinds of bodies, in continuous coordination across the entire surface of the earth, every moment of every day. Stay with me. The recognition is going to change how you understand what you are. Start with what is actually happening in your cells. Inside almost every cell of your body, there is a tiny structure called a mitochondrion. There are billions of them in your body right now. They are the things that turn the food you eat into the energy your body runs on. Specifically, they make a molecule called ATP, which is the universal energy currency of life. Everything your body does, every thought, every heartbeat, every breath, every movement is powered by ATP. Inside every plant cell, there is a similar tiny structure called a chloroplast. The chloroplasts are the things that turn sunlight into stored energy. They use the energy of light to take carbon dioxide out of the air, combine it with water, and produce sugar, which the plant stores and uses, and which animals eventually eat. Here's what most people are not told. Mitochondria and chloroplasts are the same machine running in opposite directions. They use the same kind of molecular machinery. They evolved from the same kind of ancient single-celled organism, different bacterial lineages doing similar work, both eventually absorbed into more complex cells as cellular organs. They both rely on the same fundamental physics, moving electrons across a membrane to drive a tiny rotating molecular motor that produces stored chemical energy. The plant cell's chloroplast captures light and makes sugar. Your mitochondria take sugar, or what you ate that became sugar, and release the energy that was stored in it. The plant put the sun's energy into a chemical bond. Your mitochondrion takes the energy back out of the chemical bond. Same energy, same machinery, same operation, run backwards. Even the byproducts trade hands precisely. The plant takes in carbon dioxide and releases oxygen as the leftover. Your body takes in oxygen and releases carbon dioxide as the leftover. The waste of one is the breath of the other. This is not a coincidence. This is the same machine. Now zoom out from the cell to the whole planet. If plants and animals are running the same machinery in opposite directions at the cellular level, then what they are doing together at the planetary scale is one continuous operation. Watch what is actually happening on Earth right now. Every animal alive, every human, every dog, every fish, every insect is breathing in oxygen and breathing out carbon dioxide continuously, all over the planet, day and night. Every plant alive, every tree, every blade of grass, every alga floating in the ocean is taking in carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen continuously, all over the planet, as long as there is light. What does this look like from the perspective of the planet itself? The planet is breathing. Not metaphorically, structurally. The same way your lungs alternate between drawing air in and pushing air out, the planet has organisms drawing air in and organisms pushing air out. And the cycle is continuous. And the gas mixture of the entire atmosphere is the readout of which phase the planet is currently in. Plants are the inhalation half of the Earth's breath. Animals are the exhalation half. Together they are one breath, distributed across the planetary surface, oscillating continuously between intake and output. You can measure this. Scientists do measure this. The CO2 level in the atmosphere fluctuates by season and by time of day in patterns that exactly match what you would expect if you were watching a body breathe. In the northern hemisphere spring, when the forests leaf out, atmospheric CO2 drops measurably. The planet is inhaling. In the northern hemisphere autumn, when the leaves fall and decomposers process them, atmospheric CO2 rises. The planet is exhaling. The atmospheric composition is the planet's breath visible on a graph. Forests are lungs, literally. You've heard the phrase, forests are the lungs of the earth, your whole life. You probably held it as a nice metaphor, a poetic way of saying that forests are important. It is not a metaphor. Forests are lungs. The lung in your body is the organ that performs the inhalation half of your breath. It pulls oxygen out of the air and brings it into your bloodstream. It releases the carbon dioxide your cells produced. That is what a lung does. A forest pulls carbon dioxide out of the air and incorporates the carbon into plant tissue. Yes, literally all the plants come out of thin air. It releases the oxygen that is photosynthesizing cells produced. That is what a forest does. Same operation, different scale. The forest is lung tissue for a planetary body. The trees in the forests are the alveoli, the tiny gas exchange surfaces, multiplied across millions of square miles of leaf area. The same way you can see your own breath on a cold morning, you can see the plant's breath in satellite measurements of atmospheric chemistry. The planet exhales. The planet inhales. The planet has a respiratory rhythm. And forests are not the only respiratory tissue. The phytoplankton in the ocean, the tiny photosynthesizing organisms that float in the upper sunlit layer, are estimated to produce more than half of all the oxygen on Earth. The ocean is even more of a lung than the forests are. And the soil microbiome, the fungal networks, the entire web of decomposers and recyclers, these are the planet's digestive and circulatory systems, processing the breath cycle's downstream products. The planet is anatomically organized. It has lungs. It has blood. It has a microbiome. It has tissue differentiation across its body. The planet is a body, which means you are not separate from the planet. You are not a passenger riding around on it. You are not even just an inhabitant of it. You are a cell in its body. Every breath you take is the planetary body inhaling oxygen through the gas exchange surface that is you. Every breath you exhale is the planetary body releasing carbon dioxide through the same surface, which then gets taken up by the plant half of the body and recycled back into oxygen for the next breath. You are not a single, separate organism somehow trapped on a rock with other separate organisms. Children. You are one of the cells of one body. Your individual breathing is the planetary body breathing through you. When you sleep, the body breathes through other cells. When you wake, you participate again. The body never stops breathing because the cells take turns. Plants are doing the same thing on the other side of the cycle. Every photosynthesizing plant cell on Earth is the planetary body inhaling sunlight and carbon dioxide. Every leaf is a piece of the planetary respiratory surface. The plant kingdoms are not separate organisms from us. They are the other half of our shared body. When you breathe in, you are receiving what a plant somewhere just breathed out. When you breathe out, you are giving back what a plant somewhere is about to breathe in. You are in continuous physical exchange with the plant kingdom every second of your life. The air in your lungs right now contains molecules that just hours ago were inside leaves photosynthesizing in trees you have never seen. The air leaving your lungs right now will be inside leaves you will never see, somewhere on the other side of the planet within days. You are part of one body. You are not metaphor. You are not poetry. You are a structural participant in the planetary respiratory system. Why this matters more than environmental rhetoric has been able to convey. For decades, you have been told environmental crises are serious: climate change, deforestation, ocean acidification, biodiversity loss, species extinction. The way the conversation has usually gone is the language of separate problems, each requiring separate solutions, with separate experts working on separate domains. Now hold the breath recognition and look at the same crises again. Deforestation is emphysema at planetary scale. It is the loss of lung tissue. The planet has been losing lung tissue at accelerating rates for centuries. The planetary body cannot oxygenate properly. The body is in respiratory failure. Ocean acidification is acidosis at planetary scale. The ocean is the body's circulatory medium. Its pH balance is being overwhelmed by absorbed CO2. The body's blood is becoming too acidic to maintain coherent metabolic function. The body is in metabolic crisis. Biodiversity loss is cellular population collapse at planetary scale. Each species lost is a cell type lost from the body. The body becomes less differentiated, less capable of specialized function, less resilient. The body is losing its tissue integrity. These are not separate crises. They are one body in respiratory, circulatory, metabolic failure, rendering through multiple anatomical layers simultaneously. You can see this clearly the moment you stop treating the earth as a collection of separate environments and start treating it as one body. The body is suffering. The body is one. You are a cell in the body. The body's distress is reaching every cell in it, including you, through the substrate you share with every other cell. Your asthma, your allergies, your fatigue, your fertility difficulties, your inflammation, your cognitive fog, your anxiety, your mysterious chronic symptoms. These are the cellular level signals that something is wrong with the larger body you are part of. Not because every personal symptom is environmental, but because some significant fraction of the symptoms epidemic in modern populations are the cellular distress signature of being a cell in a body that is not breathing well. What heals? If the recognition is that the earth is a body and you are one of its cells, then the work of healing is structurally clear. Healing the body means restoring its respiratory function. You restore breath by restoring lung tissue, reforestation, halting deforestation, urban tree planting, soil restoration that supports plant communities. By restoring circulatory chemistry, reducing the inputs that are acidifying the oceans, restoring estuarine and reef ecosystems, by restoring tissue diversity, protecting endangered species, restoring habitat, allowing degraded land to rewild, and by reducing the load on the body, lowering combustion emissions, reducing industrial throughput, decentralizing the operations that concentrate harm. All of this you have heard before. What changes is why you do it. You are not saving the environment because the environment is a separate thing you care about. You are tending to the body you are a cell in, the same way you would tend to your own body if it were sick. There is also a more personal half of this work. The way you breathe matters. If you spend most of your hours shallow breathing in fluorescent rooms looking at screens, you are participating in the planetary respiration at minimum capacity. Your individual cell is breathing poorly. Multiplied by billions of human cells doing the same thing, the planetary body is breathing poorly through its human tissue specifically. If you breathe deeply, regularly, outside, among trees, in good air, your cell is breathing well. The planetary body is breathing well through you. Each person who restores their own breathing pattern is restoring a tiny portion of the planetary breath through their individual participation. The traditional teaching that breath work, meditation, time in nature, and contact with trees is healing is not psychological. It is structural. You are a cell. The cell breathes better when it is in good contact with the body it is part of. Your nervous system has been calibrated for millions of years to be a cell in a forest and ocean planet, not to be a cell in a glass and asphalt cube. Going outside is not optional. Going outside is the cell returning to the body. And one final thing. When you breathe in right now, hold the breath for a moment. Notice that the air in your lungs right now was very recently inside a plant somewhere. Probably many plants. Trees you have never seen. Algae in oceans you have never visited. Plants that lived and died and decomposed before you were born, and plants currently growing somewhere else in this same moment. Now exhale. Notice that the air leaving your lungs is about to be inside a plant. Many plants. Trees you will never meet. The carbon you just exhaled is going to become part of leaf tissue somewhere on this planet sometime soon. You are in continuous exchange with the plant kingdom every second of your life. You always have been, you always will be, as long as you are alive. And after you are no longer alive in the form you currently are, the same carbon will continue to cycle through soil, through plants, through other animals, through the planetary body that does not have an end because the cells make up its body and the body makes up its cells, and the whole thing is one breathing. This is the kingdom that traditions have been pointing at. It is not far away. It is not in another realm. It is what you are doing right now, every moment, by being alive. You are the earth breathing. The earth is you breathing. There is one breath. We are it.